Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is December 21st, 2021, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the U.S. markets bounce after a whopping sell-off from its 36,000. We did finally get that bounce yesterday. Now looking at the major economic events of the day, nothing scheduled for today, and I do anticipate further decline in volume in trading activity just because we're running up into Christmas holiday this coming weekend. Now, speaking of which, in terms of the Forex symbols, we're watching the major pairs pretty much taper off on lower volume. In terms of the indices, as mentioned, the U.S. markets actually bounced, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. Looking at commodities, gold really unchanged and hugging this 1800 level, while oil gaining. Looking at the stocks, Tesla trickling down, while the major pairs are pretty much drifting sideways. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin actually picking up. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. I mean, if you like to watch paint dry, this is what it looks like, okay? This is basically where we're at. We're trading in a 10 to 20 pip zone on the Euro USD. So really nothing doing here. Now looking at Gbp Usd back on its lows, 132. So there's usually more activity here, okay? But still, this is really very, very dry stuff. If we do break a little bit above 132.25, maybe we'll get that rally to 132.50. But again, it's a 25 pip range. So we're really in a tight range. Same thing for the Aussie USD. Now jumping in commodities, oil gaining here above its 8-day moving average. This is an 4-hour chart at 69.46. If it does break above this is resistance right here at 69.46. If it does break above it, we could see it go back to that 71-ish level. Now looking at gold, really not doing much here, just really hugging this 1800 level and just trading sideways. Now looking at the U.S. markets, we got that push up yesterday. Okay, we traded as low as 34,700-ish yesterday, 500-ish level, and then we took it higher to 35,110, which is a nice little layup after some news coming out of the United States. The Congress is not going to pass the bill that Biden wants to pass in terms of a stimulus for the budget. Now, this is disconcerting because the one senator that was supposed to pass it was a Democrat. So let's see how this is actually going to fold. Now, we may get a year the end rally, okay, somewhere to the 35,500-ish level. So just keep that in mind, and hopefully we do. Looking at the NASDAQ also, let's take a look at a 1-hour chart. It did get that bounce. Remember, this is last week's massive, FOMC meeting and then the aftermath of it. And, we're kind of reviving ourselves right here. Now, looking at the individual stocks, it's kind of a mixed bag. Because when we look at Apple, it did gain a little bit. If you look at Facebook, did gain a little bit. Or actually, let's look at a 1-hour chart. Yeah, there you go. That's you could see the gain there. Looking at Microsoft, also gained very little and at that bottom of that range. But if Microsoft breaks this 317, then I do expect it to sell off further. Now, looking at Tesla, this is really very interesting. We're looking at a daily. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. You can see we're hitting this 900-ish level, and we gapped down and we went, and it's showing some tremendous weakness. So it can even go back to that 835-ish level, which we saw as the next real support-ish level, 835 to between 806. So that might be something to look at later today. Now, as we look at Bitcoin reviving itself here at 48,563. This is a major consolidation, and I do expect that this area to possibly for it to rally into the end of the year. That would be a very happy ending story. So keep that in mind as this unfolds later today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.